lifelong learner. And then at the end of Gabe and Kevin's presentation, they're going to answer questions. And now I will hand it off to Gabe.
Hi everyone, I am a peer mentor in Project Aid at the Sonoran Center of University of Arizona. You can tell I see my title there. I'm a peer mentor. In Project Aid, I help with young adults to find jobs. Next. So, I'm a positive worker. I am shy and friendly. I help young adults to find jobs. I help with projects and webinars. Next. So when I'm not working, sometimes I play video games and hang out with some friends and my parents. I like to cooking, sometimes I'm singing, and I like to travel. Next. So why I want to be a board member. My parents called Arizona Center of Disability Law, known as ACDL. They helped me to put me in a regular classroom. And why not the special ed classrooms? I was thinking I would like to join the ACDL board of the directors. The ACDL helps me and anyone who is in trouble or put them in regular classrooms in school. Next. So, should I be on a board member? You have to be specific is important to you, and you want to be active and supporting it. Be active and supporting it, and you have to be specific skills that you could be a help for the organization. You have to give back the civic duty. You concerned what about community and want to have to say in its future. Next. My interview with the board member for board directors. I prepared sending my resume to elect me to their board. I felt the interview went well. I was confident that questions were asked were about my background, why do you want to be on a board with us, taught helping different young people with disabilities in school. Next. So, what is the importance of the accountability? I had to work on my skills and being a board member you have to keep and discuss private. You cannot talk about it with a family. It is very important to be a board member. As a board member, you might have to sign competition form. Next. So these are the rules to speak in a board meetings in the board. Motion: member rises to raise a hand to signal the chairperson. Second, other member seconds the motion. Restate motion. The chairperson restates the motion. Debate: the members to debate the motion. The vote is the chairperson restates the motion, and when first ask for alternative votes when negative votes. For announcing the vote, the chairperson announced the results of the vote. Of the instructions. Next, so these are the tips how I get myself ready for the board meetings. Review. Carefully review the documents what were sent to me. Prepare. I decide what I'm going to say. More review. Review everything in the dashboard. Next, so what I do, I wish someone have told me before I become a board member. So what the job is for the board member as, but felt that being on the board gave me more opportunity to present people with disabilities, needs, desires, and dreams. I also that I had known the Robert rules of order before my board meeting. Next, thank you. If you have any questions, here is my email. If you have any questions, please send it to me. I'll answer right back. Thank you.
And now we have Kevin Matsunaga.
Hello, I'm Kevin Matsunaga, and I'm currently a graduate student with a bachelor's degree, and I'm a peer mentor and project aide at the Sonoran USED. Okay, I help with the graphic designing, such as making the posters, flyers, brochures, social media graphics, and basically those everyday graphic design products you would see at pretty much everywhere that you may get for free or for cheap or for whatever. And as for a peer mentor, I attend webinar presentations just like everyone else. And I am a hard worker who gets things done. as in I keep working on projects until they're finished. Okay, what school did I go to and why? I went to the University of Arizona, and it was because I wanted to be able to get a good job that requires college level of education. Why was school important? School is important because it helped me get the education I needed to earn that good job. Why did I want to become a graphic design and illustrator? Short answer, I didn't. I actually want to become a concept artist because I want to help entertainment studios or TV stations come up with like new ideas for future programs that you would see every day on the TV or see at a comic store or a video game store or etc. Now, what was school like for me? Before and for a very long time, even in high school, long before I switched to an art major at the U of A, school always has been a heart aching struggle for me, as in, I needed a lot of help with pretty much everything, especially homework and studying for tests, because those pretty much always have took me a very, very long time, hours especially, just to finish them. And finishing tests took me hours, which is a lot longer than what most classes will usually offer. Just to get everything finished, as well as get the right understandings of what I needed to do well in each of my classes. However, after I switched to an art major, things got a lot easier because art seemed like it was something that I know I could do without struggling, because I really enjoyed creating art, and it was just something I didn't need a lot of help with. It was something that I just felt like I know I could do on my own, just to make all your art projects look as good as you can make them. That just felt like something that I could do, I guess. Now, what did I like best about school? I guess it was the chance to study subjects that I liked and that I have an easy time understanding, compared to like going through everything like how most schools do all the time. And I guess in my case, it was making beautiful 2D artwork such as painting, which is something I really enjoy the most. Now, what was the most challenging part about school? Short answer, a lot of things to maybe pretty much anything. let's see, it was especially was getting used to finding my classes, places to get all my required materials for each of my classes, finding good places to eat, keeping track of time, finding good tutors, and especially getting used to the life of living near campus with just a roommate, or in most cases, it was usually by myself. And I did not really start living near campus until I officially switched to an art major, which was during my 4th year in college. Now, what help did I need to do well in school, and how did I find it? With art, nothing. But with everything else, a lot of things like highlighting, taking important notes, understanding what I read in my textbooks, and studying for tests. And I guess in the case of math, it was understanding how to solve math equations and problems, especially calculus problems. Now, as for how I got help, most of it came from my dad because he works here now, and he pretty much did most of everything for me, like reading my textbooks, highlighting them, taking notes of my lectures, reading my textbooks, explaining to me what I need to do to understand, or what I need to understand for all my required reading. But I did get some private tutors with certain homeworks and studying for tests, especially with math equations, by attending this certain tutoring agency the U of A offers. And I guess the one I attended was known as the Strategic Alternative Learning and Tactics Center, or SALT Center for short. And how I found it, I didn't. My parents found the SALT Center for me. What was it like to graduate? It was like a big, big celebration that not just involved like getting rewards like diplomas, but also having a lot of people congratulate you, and even more cheering for you for all your accomplishments. What did I do after I graduate? I tried to apply for a job as a studio employee without having a lot of things that I guess I was supposed to have, and I never knew about any of them, like years of certain career experience, because I pretty much never did an internship or volunteer anywhere when I was going to the U of A. Now, as for what am I doing right now? I am working part-time at the Sonoran, you said as, again, a project aide and a peer mentor. But I'm also still trying to apply for a full-time position at a studio or a TV station. Now, what do I do at my job? Again, I create brochures, flyers, invitations, postcards, and all that other graphic design products for various programs and events that the USAID makes to support people with disabilities, like physical or especially mental disabilities. I create social media graphics for, I guess, certain websites like Facebook or Instagram. I've interviewed with a few parents or guardians of children with those developmental disabilities. I've participated in webinars that are provided for those individuals with those developmental disabilities and their relatives. And I've edited webinar videos and post them on YouTube. When new things come up at work, what helps me? Put it all simple, when I have someone who can help mentor me on how to do these certain programs, like in one case, how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, or to add captions on YouTube videos. But the others can be like job coaching on how to do certain things, as well as my supervisor. Now, am I working and going to school at the same time? Short answer, yes. Now, why did I decide to go back to school? It's because I wanted to learn how to use certain computer programs that all these studios and TV stations are using every day, like Autodesk Maya, Adobe After Effects, and so on and so on. Especially places that make all those computer animated movies like Pixar. And Pima Community College seems to offer all of those classes. In fact, they seem to offer more than what I remember the U of A used to offer, or probably still offers now, like classes that can specifically teach you how to use these computer programs that artists, I guess, use nowadays in pretty much everything for everything. Because I guess it's cheaper, and some say it's faster. But me and who knows how many of you might have conflicting opinions. I'm just not sure. But as for what I'm learning at school that will help me with my job, I am learning how to use these certain computer programs that everyday studios and TV stations are using all the time. Like again, like Autodesk Maya. Now, what are the benefits of having a job? One obvious one is you get paid money so that you may need to put food on your tables. But as for the benefits of getting a full-time job, especially, you get certain insurances and benefits. Now, what advices do I have for audience who are interested in going to school? Simplest thing you can do is go to a community college first, because some time ago I learned that many universities tend to like put you in situations where you may have to think about a lot of things, and I guess community colleges, they don't do nearly as much of that stuff. But as for from what I've experienced, maybe start off as an undecided major if you're not, unless you're absolutely certain on what major you want to go in. Apply for your classes early. Like for example, for your fall classes, maybe apply for them during the beginning of summer. And maybe sign up for tutoring programs. Like in my case, become a student at the SALT Center and do that early too, so you can have the help you may need. So I guess that's it.
Okay, so we've got a question in the chat. Kevin, would you recommend students volunteer or participate in internships to get work experience?
I would probably say participate in internships, because those seem like things that many managers will especially accept. Those who have like years of internship experience.
I'm going to chime in here, Kevin. Did you do an internship?
Huh?
Did you do an internship or volunteer?
I believe I started volunteering for some place about a half a year after I graduated college. And then I started interning a year after I graduated college. And then I started interning here, I'd say 2 years ago at the most.
So we have a comment in the chat from Rachel. She says leadership positions in campus, student organizations, and clubs can also be used on your resume for work experience, especially in clubs related to your future career field or degree program. And so just thinking about that, Gabe, I was wondering if you could talk about what volunteering you've done or internships that you've done.
Okay, I did volunteering twice. I volunteered at Artivide Hospital. What I do there, I take patients in for the community. I took them in, and then can go to like blood work, AKG, the second floor. I volunteered at Nursery Connects. It's volunteering is nonprofit, so I help different projects like printing, filing, like different things to have any small projects for me to do, short books out for the kids or adults, and clean the books too.
And Gabe, so you're a board member for the Arizona Center for Disability Law. What do you like about that? What do you like about being a board member?
When I like the board member, it was helpful, and I get support from my coworkers and my supervisor. They make me learn more things in my skills, so I can go on meetings as a board member, read vote, yay or yay. Those are the votes to pass the bill. And I keep on doing that. I can speak in there and meet new people in the board members. They got their profiles on what they're thinking, what they're going to do to help with young adults.
So Kevin, since you do go to school and work at the same time, how do you kind of balance those two things?
How do I balance them?
Yeah, like how do you make sure you do, keep yourself focused on work, but then also work on stuff for school? How do you keep things organized?
Oh. I've actually never really thought of that.
That's okay. Do you find that, having things on your calendar is helpful?
Tell you the truth, I actually do more of my school stuff than work stuff. I never really thought about that balancing stuff.
That's okay. That's okay. So we do have a question for Gabe in the chat. As a board member, what issues do you think are most important for people with disabilities?
If they are having trouble in schools, like different, if you want to be in a regular classroom, not in special ed, so everyone's coming back to me as a Down syndrome. I want to be in a regular classroom, so I want friends. So that's why if you contact the ACDL, it'll get the letter and sign it and send it to that school, and they receive the letter and get that student into regular classrooms, not in special ed classrooms.
Here's another question. That's to you, Gabe and Kevin. What support has been most valuable to you in either going to school or being a board member? So we'll go with Gabe first.
I'm sorry, who did you say we should start with? You kind of cut out for
Yeah, I'm sorry. Gabe, could you answer what supports have been most valuable to you?
Jeff, I think there's something wrong with your microphone.
Am I coming off as a robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabe, I can ask that question. So the question is for Gabe and Kevin. And the question is, what support have you been most valuable to you in going to school and being a board member?
Oh, okay. So for me, I can travel to any high schools and talk to the individual with disability. I'll help them figure out what their lives are after high school. If they need a job or school, if they only want to have a job, they will come to me and share my experiences to them, what they think about jobs, and it will be helpful for them to learn more things and more skills. They can talk to their parents, friends, and like different people to talk to. And they will learn more things and they will get to know more about their skills. And if they want to have questions about it, then I'll answer. And it'll be helpful for them to learn more things. If they want a job, they can talk to their parents, find some jobs online. They can ask if they are hiring. You can apply online for them and schedule for the interview. After they're done with the interview, if they like you, they'll hire you in the spot or wait for a call or an email to have a job. And they can do the times to go in to work. They can do that easily.
Awesome. How about you, Kevin? What support has been the most valuable to you?
As in, what has helped me the most? As in, what has helped me the most into going to school and being a member of the USIT?
which one has been the most important to you and valuable?
Which is the most valuable to me, going to school or being on a board member?
Yes.
I am sorry, I can't think of a good answer for that.
No worries.
Maybe the same as Gabe's, maybe somewhat different.
It's a lot of
All I can think about saying is if you're gonna get a job, maybe try and get it while you're still young.
okay.
Job or internship or whatever, do it while you're still young.
Well, here's another question for you guys both. What transition skills do you wish you had learned in high school to better prepare you for college and work?
Ooh. So for me in my side, for high school, I did a little training in high school, and that works for me. I help trainers like organize food forms by numbers and sizes, and we put that in the laptop and track it. And then I help with the trainers to organize medical bags, like different ways. It helps to learn more things, with your skills to help people, like trainers, in different projects like I'm doing, but it's the same way you transfer my skills from high school to the volunteering jobs and regular jobs and learn more things along. And that will help with your skills and improve them.
So getting that training in high school would have helped?
Yes.
Helped you better prepare.
Yes.
Oh, my turn to speak?
Yes.
There's actually a lot of things I wish if there's actually a lot of things I wish if schools in general would do just to help you get prepared, if not for college, then for work at the very least, because I notice a lot of places tend to be, for some reason, a lot of places are being pretty, oh, what's a nice word? Sorry, I can't think of a nice word to say it. A lot of places are being what's called pretty picky or selective or whatever's the nice way of saying it with who they hire and who they don't hire.
Well, okay. Is there anything that you can hope for or you want in the future? How about you, Gabe?
In the future, for me, I can move like any schools to talk to the individual with their special needs and also disability way. If they want a job in the future, I'll help them out and find a person who works like DD person or IDD, match them up with them and working on their skills, find some jobs online with them. If they like the job and their skills, they'll apply online and find out what time for the interview, and that will help them to practice interviewing and practice the interview questions with them. And also the parents do the same way with the DED person or IDD. That will help them to learn more things.
How about you, Kevin? What do you hope for? Or do you want in the future? In your future?
I just want to be given a chance, at least given a chance to prove myself that I am a useful or worthy ad to like a studio or TV station, or at the very least I can be a worthy ad. But as for like the future in general, if our societies would give people like all of us in this very room a chance to prove that we can help if or be a worthy ad in, if not everything, then at the very least something that all these organizations or companies or whatever may need.
Great. I mean, I think that, yeah, it's sometimes people with disabilities are not given the opportunity because they don't see past the disability. I have a question for Gabe. Gabe, if you have a high school student and you're going to help them, what would you tell them would be the best thing for them to do before they graduate high school?
So, if they graduate to go to a program that I did at University of Arizona. It's called Project Church, to learn more things. And there's a teacher there to help them to write a resume, type the resume, put them on their skills, what I did in 3 rotations, in 3 jobs. They'll put that into their resume and figure out what they did in that jobs, and that'll help them. It will help them pretty good find some jobs with their parents. Or a DD, the DDD person will help them. They will find like right jobs for them and their skills and what they want in their skills. If they like sports, they can apply like jobs in the gym. If they like plants or wood, they'll go to like different stages in that job. Learn more skills from that person at that job, and they'll develop more skills. And different skills, like different ones in the gym, or if they want an office job. They got office jobs and apply. And they'll help them more things in their skills. And they'll help them to learn more things, like get on Zoom. Now one of the skills. And they'll help them more easily and listen to that coworker. And if they listen very good, they'll help them learn more things in their jobs. And if they want to be flexible with their hours, and they will talk to them about their hours and flip their hours. And if they want to work in the morning, to open the job, or they want to get a the afternoon hours closing. And that will help them to figure out what their skills are. And that will helpful with their skills.
Sounds like Project Search was very helpful for you.
Yes.
Kevin, if you could talk to a high school student who is getting ready to graduate or is still in high school, what advice would you give them?
High school student about what?
About their future, like if they wanted to work or if they wanted to go to school. What would you tell them?
I guess I would ask them first, what do they want to be when they grow up? And if it's something like, something that doesn't require a college degree, what are examples out there? I guess a janitor or a construction worker or basically any of those areas any of those positions where all you just need is like a high school diploma, then I guess I would suggest just go ahead, start looking into those positions while they're still in high school. But if it's more like something that does require a college degree, like I guess in most cases, the ones that I'm constantly hearing that are in needs are like hospitals or engineering agencies. I guess I would say then apply for college, like a university. I think the best schools I've heard of that are well known for science classes is the University of Berkeley. But in general, I would say if they're thinking about those kind of careers, think about what college they want to go to and start looking into those careers. And then like maybe actually go visit those places or attend something somewhat like a career fair, which is something the U of A is offering every year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any other questions? We are getting a lot of thank yous in the chat room, and you guys provided us with a lot of good information about some of the stuff that has been good and some of the stuff that hasn't been so good. But it's good that you shared that with us because we can all learn from it.